What's good, y'all? My name is Lucas Lyons, and we got a few things to talk about. First and foremost, I want to say thank you, Lord Jesus, for bringing me here tonight, and I hope that you allow me through your purpose to have my thoughts translate into speech, which turn into action, so that I can convey my message to those who need to hear it, those who want to hear it, those who I need to hear it, those who I want to hear it, Lord God. Amen. Secondly, ADOS, shout out to you. We out here tonight. We out here tomorrow. We out here next week. We out here next month. We out here forever. And I just wanted to come on here very briefly. It ain't going to be a 30-minute, 20-minute episode the way it traditionally is. And I wanted to reground myself, reground me and my 6 subscribers out here and why we're doing this and what this is all about. ToneTalks recently had a pretty good show in which he talks about this disconnection between Jay-Z's status as a businessman, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman, with him and Bacardi, and how it's a partnership, but Jay-Z don't know where the liquor bottles are, where the liquor get made, and it just seems like, a very unbalanced partnership, and how in love with celebrity, not just black people, but America is, but how ADOS specifically, we don't have the luxury to be clouded, to have our judgment clouded by wanting to, he calls it the pornography of black excellence or something similar to that. And it's like black excellent porn is what it is, and that we want to see this so badly, and we sort of are gluttons for this idea, which doesn't really exist according to the data. According to the fact that by 2050, if not sooner, we won't even have enough money to be actual citizens in this country, the country that we built, our ancestors built, and that the rest of America is currently eating off of. Let's not forget that. Ill-gotten gains by ill-gotten means. It has to come from somewhere. And that somewhere came from us. And one of the things that the caller had mentioned was, he brought up the analogy of black people, ADOS, being in a basement and thinking that we have more freedom because we really think we're outside, when in reality, this basement ceiling has only been painted to look like the sky. And that got me thinking about the allegory of the cave. One of the reasons why I did this, racial puberty, learned a lot about this when I was in college. And this is a big part of my life when I first sort of came to this realization of who I was as ADOS, and how, the allegory of the cave, you're looking at the shadows, then that's not really real. You get unchained, you go outside, you see the sun for the first time, burns your eyes, almost deadly to see, but then you sort of acclimate yourself, and even though it's painful, your paradigm has completely been shattered, you acclimate yourself to actually see the reality for what it is. And that was really me. And I want other ADOS people to really realize the situation that we're in, and as dire and as hopeless as it can seem, there's still power in communication. There's still power in organization. There's still power in ADOS. There's still power. There's still hope. There's still time. And so I just wanted to reground ourselves in this, because I know, shout out to the ADOS website. Make sure that you are checking out this website. You read all the information right here. ADOSfoundation.org. All the information's right here. And I wanted to get on here and do some practical work tonight, right? And it's not going to be a long episode. Do some practical work tonight. Last time I was here, I talked about creating a template that ADOS we can use to just mass send on mail and email on the on our representatives' websites, to let them know what to expect in this coming midterm election. We're about 2.5 weeks off from the midterm election. Not a lot of time, but this is still a good time. Seems like we out of time, but we ain't out of time. It's a good time to show some of this off. So what I did was I created a letter to representatives, a template here for us to send out to our representatives if you are living in the New York City area. But this is not just for New York. This is for any ADOS anywhere who has a midterm election coming up. I know this is specific to, I guess this is specific to New York, but this is sort of a base, a skeleton, a draft, a template that you can use. Feel free to use it as your own. And this is what I plan on sending to my representatives. And I'm going to walk through that process with you, my ADOS New York City, New York State people, for you to send to whoever your representative might be. And we're going to take a few minutes to do that. But I just wanted to show, as an example, what this letter sort of says and shows. I know you can read, but I'm going to read it as well. So my name is, dear representative, whoever you write into, my name is, I be Lucas Lyons, and I am one of your constituents. This November, along with voting for my local and state representatives, I plan to vote yes for New York ballot question number 2, establish a racial equity office, plan, and commission. Now, this is sort of a tee up for us ADOS in New York, because there's this commission that's supposed to be voted on, in which we can easily shoehorn in ADOS needs in an ADOS agenda. Considering that the data clearly indicates that Black Americans, American descendants of slavery, ADOS, Native Black citizens, will have zero wealth within the next 3 decades, it's essential that our community is seen as a prioritized neighborhood once this commission is established. From chattel slavery, neo-slavery, slavery by another name, redlining to the war on drugs, there is no dearth of data pointing to the fact that Black people in New York City urgently need this commission. This commission is a perfect segue for you, it's a good thing I'm reading this out loud, and your office to prioritize a Black agenda. More specifically, this commission, I was capitalizing commission, so let me capitalize the C right here. I'm doing this live, connects to the larger federal bill, H.R. 40. Speaking to this country's true character, it has yet to pass the House, and I am sure that with an endorsement from you, more legislators will get on board. The ultimate goal is the push for reparations for Native Black Americans. See the ADOS Foundation agenda for more information, as well as Dr. William Darity's book, From Here to Equality. Shout out to Dr. Darity. I had to point to some literature, as well as, Yvette's and Tone's baby right there, ADOS Foundation. The damage that has been done to the psyche and spirit of our people is nothing that can be mended by commissions or training. However, work can be done to see to the real material needs of the Native Black American population. All of the data we have now prove that local, state, and federal institutions played a major role in making sure that we were unable to accumulate wealth in this country. Before November 8th, this is about 2.5 weeks away, please publicly state that you support ballot question number 2 and will work with the Office of Racial Equity to promote a Black agenda based on the information provided in this note, as well as the long history of Black subjugation on the local, state, and federal level. There is an entire movement of young and old Native Black citizens who seek exactly this. Please respond at your earliest convenience as to what your intentions are when you get into office to help move the needle on this conversation so we can finally get to action on a tangible and substantial Black agenda. With gratitude, whatever your name is, right? So you can copy and paste this. You don't even got to copy the top part, because if you go to, let me show you, there's this really good website out here called Ballotpedia, and it helps you look up your sample ballot. Now, what I did, I put in a random address here. When you click on the link in the description below, when you click on the link, it'll tell you to enter your address and whatnot. This is not my address, but it's near, I'm in this district, and it'll tell you the ballot measures. Again, I specifically spoke of ballot question number 2, Racial Equity Office Commission and Plans Amendment. And it shows you who is running for Congress. I currently have one person who is going up uncontested, Adriano Espaillat, who's been in office for, the last 2 terms as well. And then it shows you your U.S. state senators. So I recommend clicking on going to whoever's running in your district, as well as for you, New York State Senator. And I think this is very important because you only get 2 senators in your state. But I'll show you for an example. So you can really send it to anyone on this list. I highly recommend sending it to people in the Congress and to your state Senate district, state assembly district representatives as well. But for instance, so let's say we're looking at the Senate specifically, because Chuck Schumer's up for re-election now as an incumbent. You're going to go to their website. You're going to click on their picture, and then it'll show you the contact information, how you can contact them. Obviously, he got an official website, Chuck Schumer does. And what you can do is you can leave a comment. You can contact him. You can send anything. Email Chuck. You can do all these things, right? And you want to share your opinion or comments on something. This is what I clicked on: request help with a federal agency. Click any of those things, really, except for that we need our flag to be flown over the Capitol. At least not yet. Share your opinion on something. Enter your information here. and then copy and paste. What's the issue about? You can put the issue is about. What did I put the issue is about? I think I might have put other or budget, education, civil rights. Sounds about right. You could put other as well because you're not talking about civil rights, so human rights. Hey, and you could put the subject bang regarding the 2022 midterm election. Comments, copy and paste exactly what this is. Just copy and change the name, copy and paste this. You could put with gratitude and then finish with your name. It takes no more than 5-10 minutes. Take no more than 5-10 minutes. No, 5-10 minutes is too long. It takes no more than, I would say, 5 minutes to send this to your representatives. Really good website to use, Ballotpedia. Shout out to Ballotpedia out there. I already sent it to everyone that's on this list that I'll be voting for this coming midterm election. Please take the time to do this. Take the time to share it with anybody else that is sympathetic to the ADOS cause. Take a second to send it to anyone who considers themselves to be ADOS. But I did want to come on here tonight and share a practice, something that we can practice, because we always talk about, what's the solution. I wanted to, put something on paper for ADOS for us to send, and the squeaky wheel gets the grease, and just to send this in mass, send it every day, send it every other day. I know I'm going to send another one tonight. And this is going to work if we send it in multitudes in mass. So just wanted to send that. Didn't want to stay on here too late tonight. One of the last things, I like to come on here with a little literature, a little reading. Something that I saw recently was New York and last thing. New York and New Jersey officers found on an Oath Keepers list a year back still have their jobs. There's a long history of doctors, lawyers, educators, police officers, especially police officers, who are white supremacists, are sympathetic to the white supremacist cause, and are in these positions of power. Clear example, October 8th right here. We have New York and New Jersey officers on the Oath Keepers, the white supremacists. Now they call them extremist white supremacist groups, officers who are on the Oath Keepers roster here. One of the men was the police officer investigating the group, his then commanding officer. One of the police officers was investigating the group. 4 men were found on a list of the extremist group, white supremacist group, Oath Keepers. Dozens of police officers, jail and prison guards, and first responders from 2 states. So there was an anonymous hacker, dozens, if not more, police officers, jail and prison guards. Who's in prison? And shout out to Tone, because he also came out with the fact that the portion of Black people in prison is watch. I gotta link it. It's so out of proportion. It symbolizes social collapse in America when you see that 10% of the Black population is in jail. And who's in jail? Jail and prison guards. Who are they guarding? Mostly Black people. More than a year later, 4 people confirmed to have been listed in the logs and identified in media outlets have not been disciplined. Nothing said to them at all. Let's take a look at why. So Stuart Wool, NYPD sergeant, declined to comment, but his now retired supervisor, Anthony Raganella, said that Wool actually signed up for the Oath Keepers as a work assignment. So why not say that? Why decline to comment? Why not speak about it? Why does your retired supervisor have to speak about an NYPD police sergeant? Sheesh. You got Enoli Napoli, an NYPD officer assigned to the Strategic Response Group, which was deployed to quell protests like those after the murder of George Floyd. After an internal investigation, it was determined that there was no misconduct. A person who answered a call to Napoli's number hung up when asked for a comment. So why not just say, I was assigned to... This doesn't even say that Napoli was assigned on some type of duty. After internal investigation for the NYPD, internal investigation, you gonna tell me that there was no misconduct? Come on, internal? Come on now. Next guy, Ed Queiroz. Part of the New York Guard, a 300-member state volunteer force, serves under the direction of the governor to assist, under the governor, Hochul, where you at? To assist the militarized New York State National Guard during emergencies. We're going to be looking at these people, Oath Keeper members in states of emergency, listed in the membership logs as a promising to recruit guardsmen for the Oath Keepers, was a colonel and chief of staff for the New York Guard when his association was first revealed. Listed in the membership logs as a promising recruit. As promising to recruit guardsmen for the Oath Keepers, listed in the membership logs as promising to recruit guardsmen for the Oath Keepers. So he's recruiting more guardsmen here. Lord have mercy. The matter is considered closed by an internal investigation. He had signed up for a 1-year membership several years back and neither participated in activities nor renewed. How do we know that? Signed up for a 1-year membership several years back, but New York citizens are supposed to look for you during the states of emergency. Craig Lacuzzi, and I'm noticing something about these names too that I'm reading here. Craig Lacuzzi said he only did so for an email subscription to receive, get this is the last, a detective at the Hudson County Prosecutor's Office in Jersey City, said he only did so for an email subscription, signed up for the Oath Keepers, to receive, get this, current events and a different take on mainstream media perspective, and that he never met anybody or spoke to anybody from the organization. You can't make this stuff up. Signed up for the Oath Keepers. So you signed up for an anti-government, extremist, white supremacist group to get current events? What? What kind of current events you need when you sign up with the Oath Keepers, who played a major role in the January 6th insurrection? This is the same type of people that celebrate the Confederacy, even though they were technically traitors to this country. We live in crazy times. We have been living in crazy times, seeing shadows on the wall. And I just, like to give a little research, a little something in my videos, but racial puberty, we out here. Part of that puberty journey is to, have something that we can practice. And please share this again. The letter to your representatives. Send it as often as you can, every day if you can. And for reasons like this, let us get our reparations. Allow us to continue to build on the strong history, the strong foundation that ADOS has in this country. Let's continue to work towards the economic and political means that we need to do so. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Shout out to ADOS. Remember, the future belongs to those who prepare for it today. Appreciate y'all.